pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Clerk?
Trustee Johnson?
Here.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Present.
Trustee Daniels?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor's Committee appointments for the official year commencing April 1st, 2019. Building Department, Trustee Hobbs and Trustee Johnson. First Tuesday, date to be determined. Emergencies, Trustee Hobbs and Johnson, third Thursday, 10 a.m., Police Armory. Fire, Trustee Hobbs and Johnson, second week, date to be determined. Fire alarm, Trustee Hobbs and Johnson. Insurance, Trustee Daniels and Johnson. Parks, Trustee Johnson and Renfro, for Tuesday, 7:15, Kennedy Park. Purchasing, Mayor Ryan and Trustee Daniels. Real Estate, Trustee Renfro and Daniels. DPW, Sanitation, Streets and Recycling, Trustee Renfro and Hobbs, for week, their date to be determined. Sewers, Trustee Hobbs and Renfro, third week, date to be determined. Tax and Water, Trustee Johnson and Hobbs, second week, date to be determined. Water Plan, Trustee Daniels and Renfro, first week, date to be determined. Budget, all Mayor and Trustees, third week, Tuesday, 7 p.m., just before board meeting. Library, Trustee Hobbs and Renfro, first Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Traffic Safety Board, Trustee Daniels and Johnson, fourth Monday, 6:30 p.m. Police Committee, Trustee Daniels and Renfro. Legal Department, Trustee Daniels and Renfro. Clerk's Office, Trustee Hobbs and Johnson. And Controller, Trustee Renfro and Daniels. Mayor Ryan wishes to announce the appointment of Trustee Charles Renfro as Deputy Mayor of the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the official year commencing April 1st, 2019. The appointment of Samantha Fountain as Deputy Village Clerk for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the official year commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
I move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes. Congratulations, Ms. Compton.
The appointment of Grace Lawrence as acting village treasurer for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the official year commencing April 1st, 2019 to June 1st, 2019.
So moved.
I'm sorry, who moved?
So moved. It's a race. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes. And congratulations too, Grace. Give her a hand as well.
The appointment of Miguel Alvarado as Associate Village Justice for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the official year commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
Move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Matthew Feinberg as Special Prosecutor in the Village Court at a fee of $135 per hour for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
Move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Ruby J. Forget as Special Counsel in the Village Court at a fee of $75 per hour for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
Move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Margaret Mendez as Special Prosecutor in the Village Housing Court at a fee of $40 per hour for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
Move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Peter Wheatley as special prosecutor in the Village Housing Court at a fee of $40 per hour for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
Move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Wayne Mitchell as special prosecutor in the Village Housing Court at a fee of $40 per hour for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
Move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Soma special prosecutor in the Village Housing Court at a fee of $60 per hour for housing and $40 per hour otherwise for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
So move. Second.
Yeah. I'm sorry, who moved? And Trustee Johnson second. Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Carolyn Klein as special prosecutor at a fee of $40 per hour for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
So move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Fanny and Jean as special prosecutor at a fee of $40 per hour for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
So move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of McKinley as special prosecutor at a fee of $40 per hour for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
So move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Charlene Rogers as special prosecutor at a fee of $40 per hour for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
So move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Dorothy Lacasio as special prosecutor at a fee of $40 per hour for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
So move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Rhonda Leader as special prosecutor at a fee of $40 per hour for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
So move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Joy Bunch as special prosecutor at a fee of $40 per hour for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 to April 6, 2020.
So move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Abstain.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of the firm of B. Rady, Fishman, Hatter, and Donovan LLP as special counsel to the Village of Hempstead pursuant to retainer agreements, copies of which are on file with the village clerk for general municipal advice, election law, litigation with NIDA as for the North Main Street project.
So move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
No.
Trustee Hobbs?
No.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
No.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
So motion failed. We're moving to item 7A18. The appointment of the certified public accountant firm of Naraki Smith, LLP, to 90 Broad Hollow Road, number 115E, Millville, New York, 11747, for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead for the fiscal year commencing April 1st, 2019 and expiring April 6, 2020, at an annual fee of $68,000.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
Clerk's office, the following resolution: authorization is hereby granted for the Incorporated Village of Hempstead to enter into an agreement with Capital Markets Advisor, LLC, 11 Grace Avenue, Suite 308, Great Neck, New York, 11021, to serve as the Village of Hempstead Independent Financial Advisor. Compensation will be paid as described section 2.01 through 2.04 of attached proposed agreement, with a 1-year agreement with an option to renew for a second year at the same rate. The mayor be hereby is authorized to execute an agreement on behalf of the Incorporated Village of Hempstead on such terms and conditions as may be acceptable to the village attorney.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The designation of Danny Leo as chairman of the Board of Zoning Appeals for the official year commencing April 1st, 2019. The appointment of Sharina Gonzalez Lucas as a board member of Board of Zoning Appeals for the official year commencing on April 1st, 2019 and expiring on April 3rd, 2023. The compensation to be paid to members and alternate members of the Board of Zoning Appeal for the fiscal year commencing June 1st, 2019, shall be as follows. Chairman of the board, $175 per meeting, and each member other than the chairman, $150 per meeting. Further, no compensation will be paid for a meeting which a member does not attend. There shall be no more than 12 regular meetings during the fiscal year.
Move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The designation of Caneta Perez as the chairman of the planning board of the official year commencing April 1st, 2019. The compensation to be paid to the members of the planning board for the fiscal year commencing June 1st, 2019 shall be as follows. Chairman of the board, 160 each meeting. Each member other than the chairperson, 125 per meeting. Further, no compensation shall be paid for any meeting which a member does not attend. Meetings are not to exceed 12 per year.
Move. Second.
Request could be changed to chairwoman.
Okay.
Calling her chairman.
Chairperson.
Chairperson.
Okay. Okay. Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment, okay, so we are amending number 22. We had appointment for Jonathan Smith, but he declined, so we're not gonna put it up for, because you have that resolution there, so it was amended. The appointment of Gladys Rodriguez as a member of the Human Relations Council expiring on April 6, 2020.
Move. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The designation of Vanessa Henry as the chairperson of the Recreation and Parks Commission for the official year commencing on April 1st, 2019. And the appointment of Randy Harrison and Barbara Borum as board members of the Recreation and Parks Commission for the official year commencing April 1st, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The designation of Mary Burns as a chairperson for the ensuing year to serve without compensation, and that said board shall meet at least once a month, except during the months of July and August, and report to the board trustees after each meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
No.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The designation of Ronald McGeer as chairman of the Electrical License Board for the period commencing April 1st, 2019, expiring April 6, 2020. Compensation to be paid to members of the Electrical License Board shall be as follows. Chairman of the board, $60 per meeting, and each member or the chairman, $55 per meeting. Not to exceed 1 meeting per month for fiscal year commencing June 1st, 2019.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The designation of Kelly McGee as chairman of the Board of Plumbing Examiners to serve in such capacity for the period commencing April 1st, 2019 and expiring on April 6, 2020. Compensation to be paid to members of the Board of Plumbing Examiners shall be as follows. Chairman of the board, $60 per meeting. Each member other than the chairman, $55 per meeting. Not to exceed 1 meeting per month for fiscal year commencing June 1st, 2019.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The appointment of Erica Seymour as member of the Hempstead Housing Authority commencing on April 1st, 2019, and the appointment of Larry Green as a member of the Hempstead Housing Authority commencing on April 1st, 2019.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The reappointment of Terry McLean, Dolores McQueen, and Marina Ramos as members of the Personal Wireless Services Facilities Board pursuant to Local Law Number 4, 2002 for a 1-year term expiring on April 6, 2020, and the designation of Dolores McQueen as Personal Wireless Service Facility Board zoning officer for a fee of $5,000 expiring on April 6, 2020.
So moved. Second. Question.
On the question, you go, Bishop.
Question. We have Deborah DeSalva as a member.
No, I updated that. That should be, I'm sorry,
Mine says Sharice Sandoval.
Yeah, the updated one says Sharice.
Okay. I didn't have the updated one. Just wanted to clarify.
I apologize for that. Here's a copy, but it should be Sharice Vanderhold
Okay.
and Grace Lawrence by statute,
Okay.
okay? Should be the village attorney and the acting village treasurer too.
Thank you.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Hobbs,
Yes.
trustee Renfro,
Yes.
trustee Daniels,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes.
The reappointment of Tina Hodgebold, Carrie L. Blue, Carmen Ayala, and Franz Nicolas as members of the Community Development Agency for the period commencing on April 1st, 2019.
Second.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Hobbs,
Yes.
trustee Renfro,
Yes.
trustee Daniels,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes.
All village checks shall be signed by the mayor and the treasurer, and in the absence of the mayor, the deputy mayor shall sign all checks with the treasurer. And that pursuant to section 4-40AC of the village law, also checks as may be issued by the village may be signed with facsimiles of the mayor's, treasurer's, and or deputy mayor's signature.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Hobbs,
Yes.
trustee Renfro,
Yes.
trustee Daniels,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes.
The taxes and assessments of the incorporated village of Hempstead shall be collected by the village clerk, therefore in accordance with village law.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Hobbs,
Yes.
trustee Renfro,
Yes.
trustee Daniels,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes.
The following banks are hereby designated as the proper depositories for the fund of the incorporated village of Hempstead: TD Bank, Bank of America, Flushing Bank, JP Morgan Chase. Said depository shall be required to file with the village of Hempstead a copy of the CRA compliance policy statement.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Hobbs,
Yes.
trustee Renfro,
Yes.
trustee Daniels,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes.
The Beacon is hereby designated as the official newspaper of the incorporated village of Hempstead for the official year commencing April 1st, 2019. For all village publications, the village clerk is also authorized to publish legal notices with the exception of certain tax sale notices in Newsday, Hempstead Uniondale Times, Noticia, and La Tribuna Hispana.
Move.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The regular meetings of the Board of Trustees of the Incorporated Village of Hempstead shall be held on the first and third Tuesday of each month at 6:30 p.m., except during the months of July and August, in which months the regular meeting shall be held on the first Tuesday, and the annual meeting of the first Monday in April at 6 p.m. Therefore, and that special meetings of the Board of Trustees may be called by the mayor or two trustees acting in concert by causing proper notice to be served pursuant to law, and that all agenda items must be in the office of the village clerk no later than Wednesday preceding the board meeting day, except that any item may be added to the agenda by a member of the Board of Trustees up to and including the board meeting itself.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
Provided there is sufficient funds available in the appropriate budget account, the mayor, trustees, and employees be granted permission to attend various conference and or official meetings during the official year commencing the first day of April 2019, and that all necessary expenses in connection with the attendance at said functions shall be a village expense.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
The mileage shall be paid at the rate of 58 cents per mile for the business use of a personal vehicle. Tolls and other road expenses shall be paid upon submission of a pay receipt. That the board is empowered to make special exceptions to these provisions if it's deemed to be in the best interest of the village. Also, before any such trips and or travel take place, board approval must be obtained in writing.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
That whereas the general municipal law requires the governing body of every municipality to adopt a procurement policy for all goods and services which are not required by law to be publicly bid, now therefore be it resolved that the Incorporated Village of Hempstead does adopt the procurement policy as appended hereto, which is intended to apply to all goods and services which are not required by law to be publicly bid. Further, any and all procedures not specifically covered in this policy will be adhered to as covered in General Municipal Law, Sections 103 and 104B. This policy is effective April 1st, 2019, and will be reviewed on an annual basis.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
That whereas the Incorporated Village of Hempstead needs to implement an updated village investment policy, now therefore be resolved that this Board of Trustees hereby adopts the Annex Investment Policy. This policy is effective April 1st, 2019, and will be reviewed on an annual basis.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
That whereas the Incorporated Village of Hempstead needs to implement an updated village fund policy, now therefore be it resolved that this Board of Trustees hereby adopts the Annex Fund Policy. This policy is effective April 1st, 2019, and will be reviewed on an annual basis.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
That whereas the Incorporated Village of Hempstead needs to implement an updated credit card policy, now therefore be it resolved that this Board of Trustees hereby adopts the Annex Credit Card Policy. This policy is effective April 1st, 2019, and will be reviewed on an annual basis.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
Motion to close, please.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Hobbs?
Yes.
Trustee Renfro?
Yes.
Trustee Daniels? Mayor Ryan?
Yes.